What's up, guys? Event Array here today. We're going to be doing a quick review on one of Netflix's latest releases, Blood of Zeus. It's going to be an anime-esque animation show based heavily in Greek mythology. The show does take some concepts and add some originality to them, and basically just changes some of the origins of certain characters and the interactions and relationships of some characters. It's based heavily on the Castlevania style that the Powerhouse Animation, which is the studio that designs the show and makes it and stuff like that. They also make the Castlevania show on Netflix, and the animation is very similar, if perhaps superior on this show. The characters, if you've watched any other reviews, they'll tell you that the characters look like they're straight out of Greek mythology and art. The characters look like straight Greek statues with tone that are brought to life. And one thing that definitely complements the show is the background music. The sound and the cue is so on point. I almost never pay attention to the background music. Although I have been paying attention more as far as this position goes of mine, where I review stuff, so I've been paying attention to it more. So that may also have some come into play a bit. But the music for this goes great. Whenever the action, the high notes are there. Whenever there's despair in the air, the low brooding notes are there. I mean, and the story, it's nonstop, almost nonstop. And there's like, oh, think of Game of Thrones and how in that show people die so many different ways. This show has a unique death for everybody. Trust me, you get a death. You get a death. You get a death. You get a death. Everybody gets death in this, that's Greek mythology. Greek mythology is everybody wants to kill each other. Everyone wants revenge. Everybody wants to be in charge. And there was a lot of sleeping around. I mean, namely Zeus, which is how we end up here in the first place. Zeus can't keep it in his pants. That's Greek mythology right there. That's every story almost, basically. So yeah, there's only 8 episodes. They're only like 30 minutes, although the last one was like 40 minutes. The season finale was. And like the first 6 episodes are world building. There's a little bit of plot. I mean, there's plenty of plot in there, but it's mostly world building and exposition and just setting up the foundation of the final 2 episodes where we finally start fighting, and the lead up is actually paid off, and it's definitely paid off. I mean, the groundwork sets great foundations for the finale. And the ending, the way it ends, I don't know how they can keep making more episodes of this, but if they do, I'm here for it. I recommend anybody who has any interest in Greek mythology. They call it an anime. I mean, I don't really see it as an anime. Kind of like Avatar. We can have that argument all day, whether Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime or not. This is kind of in the same ballpark, I'd say. Is Castlevania an anime, or is it just animation? I mean, it really depends what you consider it. I mean, I kind of don't see it as an anime, but that's just me. But I definitely recommend this show. It was a little bit predictable, so for that, I'd probably give this show like a 9, maybe a 9.5 out of 10. And like I said, if you have any interest in Greek mythology, this is definitely for you. If you like anime, this is for you even more. So it's definitely a perfect fit. I binged almost all of it except for the last episode in one night. Like, I watched it all yesterday. I just finished the last episode like an hour ago, so it's fresh on my mind. I like how there's obviously a protagonist who is Heron. He's the son of Zeus, of course. And he's an original son of Zeus. He's not like Hercules. He's not Perseus. He's not anybody that we know. He's an original character. Although they did take a little bit of certain myths from other heroes. Like, I think it was Perseus that Zeus pretended to be the king so that he could meet his mom and whatnot. And I think that's the one where she was locked in a box and thrown off a cliff or something like that. I get them all confused. But they took a little bit of origins from different characters to make these original characters. And although Heron is definitely the main character, it gives a lot of room for other characters to shine. I also liked we did get one black character. I mean, it's something. This is Greece, which is not far from Africa. But I mean, we can't complain too much. We got the strong strong buff black character that we usually get in almost everything. But he was played by an actual African actor. I looked up the cast because Jason O'Mara, who voices Zeus, I thought his name was familiar, so I looked it up and I saw that the Kofi, which is his name, the African character, he's actually voiced by an African character. So that's pretty cool. If you ask me, I don't think black characters have to be voiced by black actors. It may end up putting us as black people in a box where we can't voice non-black characters. I mean, we barely get roles as it is in certain things. So I'd hate for us to be in that box. But if the black character is going to have a black vernacular where they speak black slang, they have a black tone, I think that definitely should be voiced by a black actor. But that's just my personal opinion. So it was definitely kind of cool to see that the African character was voiced by an African actor. And for my D&D followers, the voice actor of Hermes, he's actually voiced by Matthew Mercer from Critical Role. I was like, dang, that's pretty cool. I've only watched a couple episodes of Critical Role because I'm planning a battle royale tournament type setting for one of my D&D campaigns that I'm DMing. So I was watching his videos for inspiration. So I just thought it was cool that him of all people would be voicing something, not to say Critical Role isn't real, but like an actual acting job where, I mean, Netflix is pretty big and this show is like number 4 on Netflix right now. It has 100 on Rotten Tomatoes, and even though Hermes isn't like a super main character, he gets plenty of screen time, and that's pretty cool. I didn't even recognize Matthew Mercer's voice, which, I mean, if you've seen any of Critical Role, I mean, that's not surprising. He's a great voice actor. But like I said, this is Blood of Zeus. We're going to go with a 9.5 on this. And if you guys have any thoughts on it, reach down below. I'd be glad to talk about it. This is Event Array. Sorry. I am still getting used to the new name because I keep wanting to say Horizon. So I keep saying Event Hooray. But this is Event Array. And I'll catch you guys next time.